Opera is directed by Italian horror master Dario Argento, and it is I believe it's pronounced Gallo horror film. It's it's a type of horror movie that he's very popular for. I mean, Suspiria, Mother of Tears, Inferno, and a lot of his other films fit into this genre and was really popularized in the 70s and was a huge impact on slasher films and American cinema. But of course, it started out in Italian cinema. But Opera is a 1990 Giallo horror film, and it follows a opera singer who has sort of inherited this role after the lead actress has walked off and has left the production. And this actress is very young and she's naive and she's new, but she's extremely talented. And she has this obsessed fan who likes to tie her up and make her watch these grisly murders. And the scary idea to this film is brilliant. What the killer does, what the masked man does to this poor actress is he puts these needles underneath her eyes. He tapes them there, so if she closes her eyes, the needles will stab into her eyes. So she's forced to watch these grisly murders, and this came from something that our Dario Argento said, was that he always hated when the audience covered their eyes or looked away from the screen, and that he wished that he could put needles underneath their eyes so that way they were forced to watch, these shots that he worked so hard to make. He felt like almost insulted by the fact that they would look away. And of course he was joking, but what a great idea for a horror film, because that's horrifying. The idea that this poor girl is forced to watch these horrible things, and the gore in this movie is typical Dario Argento. It's artistic and horrifying at the same time. A lot of it is really hard to watch. I mean, it's pretty up there with some of Suspiria's gore, especially the first murder scene. However, there's a scene involving scissors that I was shocked how restrained it was, because there are a lot of times during that scene where it just focuses on the scissors handles and not what the scissors is cutting, and you see the main character's reaction to it, but you never really see what the scissors are cutting. And I thought that was way more scarier than really any of the other murders in the film. And I thought that was some awesome restraint on Argento's part, because that was really effective. I mean, it was really horrifying because you knew what was happening, and what you saw in your mind was way more frightening than Argento could have shown on the actual film. But I mean, it's plagued with a lot of the same problems that his other films have. A lot of his movies are dubbed. Most of them are, actually. And I mean, the dialogue isn't great. It's laughable in some parts, but I mean, a lot of the actors are speaking all different languages, and they go back and redub it, and the script isn't written by a native English speaker. So I mean, so as an audience member, this is something you kind of just have to forgive. And while the plot is tense and it keeps moving forward, and it's got a lot of really interesting visuals, and the pacing is great, it's not very character driven. I mean, the characters are likable enough and they're played just fine, but really Dario Argento's strength has always been the atmosphere and what he can do with the camera. I mean, some of the visuals in this movie, I mean, they just blew me away, because it's just, some of the visuals in this movie and the camera work just blew me away. I mean, there's a scene where the camera is going around and around up in an opera house, and you see the audience below, and it's a great idea, and it's never done too cheesy. It always builds up the moment. It always has its purpose. It's not just there to be pretty. Opera is a beautiful film. It's horrifying. It is very, very scary in parts. I mean, the scissor scenes, and there's a showdown between the actress and the killer in her apartment that I thought was extremely well done. That was hands down my favorite part of the film, because she just decides, she's like, I've had it. I've got to start fighting back. Otherwise, he's going to make me keep watching all this horrible shit. And I just love it when the lead character is like, you know what? I'm tired of this monster or killer pushing me around. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the fight to him this time. And I love that entire sequence. I watched the film on an app called Tubi, which you can find on most Blu-ray players. It's a free app, and this is non-sponsored. A lot of really great films on there, and everything's free. But the catch is that you have to watch an ad every like 20 to 30 minutes or so. But really, that's not bad for the good quality films that you get. So, Opera, have you seen it? What did you think of it? What's your favorite Dario Argento film? Have you watched anything super scary this Halloween season? Comment below, let me know. My urban fantasy books and paranormal thrillers are available on ebook and paperback. The paperbacks are going to be on sale until the 31st. You can check out the links to all that below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.